performing them because we have no content today. That's actually more offensive. What do you mean I have no content today? Today's content is checking out the and then makeover before I go meet my friends. I wasn't even farming them. I was just chilling, and then there are a lot of fucking weirdos doing stuff. But to be honest, I'm so sick and tired of some weirdo. Sudas is shipping himself. You know what? At this point, I believe that he maybe is shipping himself. Okay. You guys over here. Guys, even though, let's say even if I was like fucking any of the streamers, why do you care? Huh? It ain't any of your business, in it. Like,
Those 5-7 looks great in spots.
Yo, 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 yo. Damn, I feel like it's... Yo, 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 yo. Damn. Chatterino. I feel like I've heard of this before. No, fuck it. We good. Now, from what I can see, oh, Evie, what did you do? Come on. Come on, Evie. Good girl. What? Whoa, that's so trippy. Okay. So I have to use my other camera. So maybe if it can reach. There we go. That works. Yeah, this definitely. It works. Oh yeah. Six-digit security code. Fuck is this? Yo, kick chat's integrated now. Okay. We looking lit.
Their story and glue it together. I don't trust that.
But why not stay and give your account of what happened? You know what I mean?
Because I knew this would happen today.
Knew what?
Knew that if I showed back on scene, somebody would call, I would go to the police station. I plan on getting my stuff, giving it to my dad, putting the car back, and leaving, and then calling about this. In the apartment complex next door.
Do her own research.
He must have been. For him to have like seen me and like, oh, this girl has to go to jail and like call police. Yeah.
Oh, he said that during
minding his own
the time?
fucking business.
Did he say that during the time?
Kind of, but like I don't recall.
She has Asperger's. I don't think she has Asperger's.
Were any of those measures you had
I
on
think
the
she's
one
got the
that you
like
used to cut?
Exodia of a fucking mental illness. Look at that whole fucking stack of
How
cards.
many knives do you keep on you?
2.
And there's a lot of knives in that house. Are they yours? Are they his? Is he a knife collector?
Yeah.
Samurai collector?
Seriously? He gave me the samurai.
Oh.
But, which is why it's in the trunk of the Monte Carlo right now. I don't know where it was. But
Where'd you go after you left?
I parked the car down the street, and I just went to sleep.
Now, at any point, did you think to come back and call police once you got there, or you just wanted to get your shit and get
I
out?
just wanted to get my shit out. Like, I'm not used to this sort of like, processing and stuff. But if I need to be called on as a witness or something, I understand.
Oh, a witness!
It's clear that Blake had tried to threaten me, and I
Dude, that makes
had
sense,
to take
yeah.
action to just get
That
it
makes sense.
done.
As a witness, guys.
But when you say done, what do you mean by that?
Just
Away,
more.
dead?
Away.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that I wasn't being like ultra aggressive.
So by him bleeding, because you said you couldn't wait to see it done.
No, as in I could not stay around it like without like checking to see if this guy was not going to get up again. He got shot and got up.
Oh!
You followed him for 20 yards.
Dude, listen up. I was confused first. Now I get it. She had to.
You cut him in.
No.
Just in case he gets up from his injuries, she needs to give him another one.
You just said that.
My brain has been, no, I did not.
You said
No,
that
I
you
said
Can't keep up? Get out of my way.
No.
Ruck up. You're headed to the war zone. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Rally on marked boards.
Battle Royale. Keep clearing the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Indicating LZ.
You're clear to engage all hostiles. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the side.
Indicating weapon. Tossing stun. Switching mags. Reloading.
I mean,
Almost your turn, soldier. Stand by.
Said that my
came up-
mind was fuzzy.
And that concludes the first real push back of the
Okay.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Test. Oh shit, I need to do that again. Alright, ultimate test time. Test. Test. Alright, ultimate test time. Test. Alright, ultimate test time. Oh shit.
Keep your head up and return to base for debriefing.
Alright, and then just to test on that same front. We should be good. Now I need Game Pass.
Interrogation, which leads us to our next subjects.
Do you mind if I keep the door closed if we actually have people walking by? And is that cool?
This is Katrina Ben, who, according to these investigators, was the most confident suspect they've ever dealt with. She began dating a popular car salesman called Eric Samoa in May of 2012, and although he was upfront with her about...
There's a small pause here. Guys, I don't want to be rude to the JCS guy. I feel like I can see the intention of the video of making this case kind of like, oh, look, this fraction and this fraction, kind of build it together, whatever, right? But since these cases are pretty in-depth, and we're kind of getting involved in this case by listening and all that, we kind of forget how it plays a role in the main one, and it doesn't really work the way they probably intended it to.
Seeing another woman at the time, Katrina believed, or at least hoped, that she would be the one he'd eventually choose. But early one morning, shortly after they had slept together, she discovered Eric had called the other woman while she was there. What she was unaware of, and what you will soon find out in real time, was that Eric was calling the other woman to break up with her. Katrina then waited for him to go to sleep, then shot him in the head. Eric was discovered the next day during a welfare check, and Katrina, being the last person he was texting, was asked to come in for questioning. Police would later testify that she seemed genuinely distraught when she was informed of Eric's murder.
Guys, I want a video, chat. Guys, I can't call this one.
March 11th, I believe.
And
what does he want?
And how'd you meet Eric?
I met Eric outside, like 2 weeks after I had been there. I think we get off work or get in about the same time. So I usually get off around 6. Takes me.
Oh, we're getting a switch or what?
And we're walking in, and he asked me if I was a nurse.
She talks about her work as a nurse, and they make an instant connection, seeing each other almost daily for the next 3 weeks. She then gets to the day before Eric's murder, where they were spending the night at his apartment watching the basketball game, when at some point Eric starts calling his dealer to bring her some weed.
He asked them 2 or 3 times, "Where are you at?"
Sorry, I was listening. I'm gonna go back. I'll just text him about it. Okay?
Walking in, and he asked me if I was a nurse.
She talks about her work as a nurse, and they make an instant connection, seeing each other almost daily for the next 3 weeks. She then gets to the day before Eric's murder, where they were spending the night at his apartment watching the basketball game, when at some point Eric starts calling his dealer to bring him some weed.
He asked them 2 or 3 times, "Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at?" And then he just hung up. I don't know if they hung up on him I don't know, but
What time do you think that?
Don't
was?
ask people,
that
man.
was
That's,
during the
that's
second quarter.
not.
She says she goes to sleep in Eric's bed after the game, while Eric stays in the living room.
I woke up to him talking to somebody, and it was a guy. And I don't know how he knew I was woke. Maybe I called or something. I don't know. But I rolled over, and he opened the bedroom door. He came in, and as he opened the door, I could see who I think is the guy from the apartment, like walk by to go to the couch.
The person she just mentioned is Eric's drug dealer, who she's now trying to pin the murder on. She says she goes back to sleep, then wakes up the next morning.
It had to be right at 5. It had to be right at 5. Eric is in the bed, and I hear him like in the bathroom. So the guy's still there, obviously. He used the bathroom. I'm a nurse, so I'm gonna know that if you use the bathroom, you don't wash your hands. So use the bathroom. I don't know.
She gets her stuff and goes to leave, and while she's walking out of the apartment, she feels someone push the door from behind her.
And when I felt the knock on the door, I thought it was Eric coming behind me, because he usually walks me to the door and locks the door. But
you didn't see him come up behind you, like to the front?
No. I went out the
Okay, the bathroom and immediately made a run.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to look, see
Dude,
him, or anything.
This detective sucks. Yes, I had to analyze this question and maybe be like nitpick whatever. When somebody's gonna say some dumb shit, you let them say it. Like, bro, she's up, she's sitting up, she's talking. Yo, let her finish. Like, don't give her a way out. Okay, so let her do some shit.
Made a right.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to look, see him, anything. I was just trying to leave. So I walked out the bathroom door, and grabbed the front door, and after I was going out like this, like my hand pulled the door started pushing up, like somebody was trying to help me close the door. I thought it was Eric coming to the door, like where you going? But I saw like this time the guy, like when I was in Eric anymore. But I did put like you could almost hit me in the ass through the door when I left. LOL, you know.
See that?
Right here. This
Wow.
This detective would later testify that he believed Katrina was innocent by this moment. The truth is that she had sent the text message after Eric was already gone. Katrina left soon after this moment. The investigators then located and arrested Eric.
For what reason are we getting 26 FPS?
Victory, Helldiver! Victory! The enemy is in retreat. Super Earth has been defended. Millions gave their lives to defend our home. We will honor their sacrifice.
inside Eric's apartment. Katrina was asked to come back.
Hey.
Then, Katrina left soon after this moment. The investigators then located and arrested Eric's drug dealer.
Really?
He denied ever having been inside Eric's apartment. Katrina was asked to come back in a week after her first interview.
Hey, Trina.
Hey, how are you?
Really, really, dude? Really?
Hi.
Do you have more?
The lady walks in, walks out, nothing. And then the plug gets in and gets to go to jail.
Questions?
Yeah. Do you have some time? Okay, cool.
The detectives are once again suspicious, especially this one. The main thing they're doing here is getting a read on Katrina. Her answers aren't as important to them as how she responds to this situation.
Alright, so, we're still, like, in the middle of things.
Okay.
And like I told you before, you shed so much light on Eric that, you know, we haven't gotten from a lot of it. And this will be like our only opportunity while you're here to maybe just go over the story just maybe one more time. Maybe you just remember something just a tiny bit more that might give us we need to arrest the
Is there
person
something
responsible.
in particular you just want to know?
Yo,
What Katrina is doing
yo, this guy, I can't, dude.
is very rare.
How
She's
is he
confronting the
leading this
unspoken
interview?
truth
I don't
instead of
get it.
avoiding it, and dictating the atmosphere as a result. She's sitting in a room with the two lead investigators for the murder she committed, telling them to cut to the chase.
That's everything that I said before. You can ask me anything.
Really, I think if you could kind of go through the story again over the last, I think it was like Thursdays where we started, because we're trying to establish like everybody you talked to was with, the place he went.
Yeah.
You guys recorded it, right?
Oh my God, I can't.
The first one?
Yeah.
Right. We have follow-up questions from your first
Okay, well, just ask me what you want me to know, because I don't want to go through all this again. That was a long time.
Check the VOD.
Yo, Williams John, how are you? Welcome to the chat.
Through the closet and out that way. And he came up somewhere from the living room area, and then we on the way touched it up. Alright.
Do you remember any phone calls he made, like say after midnight that night? Because there's a couple like
You just sent me a friend request on Discord. Let me check that out.
So he might have been up on the phone. I have no idea.
The last thing they do is bring her photographs of Eric's apartment to see if
I
anything
need
is out of place or missing.
back.
So when did it sink in?
I'm looking at my pending right now. I don't know which one will be you though. I have 8 in pending. And you, Dizzy Kitten, is that you?
Pretty much none on all day yesterday.
Yeah. very tired now.
I know the feeling. We've been pretty much working around the clock for about a week now.
She doesn't see anything worth mentioning in the photographs.
I think it was the one.
Eric, I think he was the one for me.
Nope. Thank
Williams
you for the
John
follow.
8888 is now following.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
That's why I was like, I don't know. I mean, we got closer and closer. We were very close. But I knew he was a ladies' man. I knew he was a ladies' man.
Katrina left the interrogation room, and the case went cold for over a year.
What the?
Out of sheer luck, a gun was found. In
Is your Discord the Dizzy Kitten, or I'm not too sure because I have
The gun was then traced to its
I have like 8 different pending friend requests on Discord right now.
Interrogated by the same detectives a week later. She was unaware of the evidence they had against her, and their first question was if she had a gun. She said she did, but couldn't remember the last time she saw it.
Well, wouldn't you agree that it's pretty important to know where you're going?
It is. I think it is. But I don't want to make up any stories. I learned when I try to make up stuff, it's in my possession.
Where did you
At a Columbia, Mississippi.
What do you remember about when?
2003 when I had the soccer. 2003, 2004. Like a long time ago.
So she just
Yeah.
tossed the gun like overhead, like what?
It's easy because we found the gun. Okay. Okay.
Call Penguin Town?
This is what it's going to come down to, okay? You can continue to go through this as you can tell Eric, or nothing happened between. No, absolutely did not. Okay, let me tell you how it would look like too. You see how bad that looks? It doesn't make
Why
sense
they were
to
being
me.
friendly? They didn't have evidence.
Let me tell you this.
What this guy testified that he didn't know she was guilty. He thought she was innocent.
I'm just like making it up. I mean, I really and honestly do. Okay. So I don't know how would anybody have that gun. We didn't have
Nobody did have your gun. You had your gun.
Okay.
And it was you.
Trina, let me tell you. I mean, there's not just that. That's doing your job. I do.
Your gun. The gun that's registered to you. You have your signature when you're getting the gun.
Yeah.
It's a murder weapon.
I don't even know the current PC meta. That's ChatGPT.
You live with somebody, the person got shot, whatever. Then you're like, yo, wait, just ask the other guy. Did it not?
Eric is awesome.
Did you?
I absolutely.
Did you hear him arguing with his girlfriend?
No, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
What about other women?
Why would he argue?
I don't know.
I think
Yeah, actually, I think I have my PC on here already.
in the morning or something like that.
He was actually breaking up with her on the phone.
You'd be forgiven for thinking.
What about other women?
Why would I don't know. I don't even know. In the morning or something like that.
He was actually breaking up with her on the phone.
How do you know that?
You'd be forgiven for thinking this moment belonged in an ancient poem or a Greek tragedy, but unfortunately, it's a true story with a real victim.
Oh, the witness. Yeah, okay.
What, did he ever do anything with that subject?
No, Eric was absolutely amazing, and I wish I would have known how to do so. I wish I would have believed him. You know, when he told me
Before that he tried to, because you guys had an argument?
no, it was never arguing. I would rather sit here and say, oh, you think I did it? Or I don't know, stole from me or kill my father or something. Eric did nothing. He did nothing. I couldn't just make anything up. Eric did nothing.
So, what would your best
He did
explanation
nothing to take the heart out of me.
your gun was used to kill him and you were the
I
last
have
person
no
in the
idea.
apartment?
I have no idea.
You are going to go down like the 5 years I've been in contact with the most cold-blooded person I've ever had to deal with.
Katrina Ben was found guilty of first-degree murder at trial. She was then sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Katrina's level of confidence and composure under certain moments of pressure is what makes her a very unique case study.
Yeah.
In keeping with
I actually agree with it. Yeah, I agree with the Raider a lot, actually. Even though he said some shit on that video that I don't agree with it, I agree with that. Dude, she was kind of rolling that.
the structure of
She was locked in hard.
the subject will be very different.
She wasn't doing the nonchalance or it was just like, they ripped.
Car outside, and I'm not really sure why he's your father's car. Yeah.
He's safe right now.
Who is he with? He's gonna be with an officer right now. So, because the previous officer that I spoke to on the phone said that he was with my sister, and she doesn't have custody of him either, because she's not his guardian. Okay. So I need to know where my kid is, and I need to know what's happening, because nobody's telling me anything. Okay. Fair enough. I don't know what's happening either. I just got here as well. I was just told come walk you in, so I'm sure they're bringing somebody down. We're gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Do you want to take a seat for a second?
Jesus.
You can stay standing if you'd like, but.
This is 26-year-old Devin Schreiner, who 5 hours and 7 minutes prior to this moment shot her ex-boyfriend, Jason Schaefer, 3 times while he was on his postal route.
Yo.
The reason she did this
What's going on with all the guys that are getting killed, man? Like, what the fuck is happening?
was because she found out that
Everybody's getting
Jason had
fucking
filed for
wiped out.
increased custody of their 5-year-old son and had started dating her own sister within the same week. Devin
Oh my god. Yo, what the? Yo, this guy.
herself a postal worker, so she thought that by leaving her postal scanner 20 miles from the crime scene, she would have a simple alibi, that she was at work during the time of the shooting. The issue is that she underestimated how easily her movements could be tracked, as her own vehicle was caught on CCTV just a few blocks from the crime scene, identified by a missing hubcap on the passenger side. She was also captured on multiple cameras running back to her car from the shooting. Now, what you just saw, as Devin entered this interrogation room, is her entire strategy. She will lean into this emotional front of supposed anger over her son being taken out of school without her permission, which on paper seems very cunning, because it's far from the typical demeanor of a guilty suspect walking into a police station, and in theory...
Yeah, but at the same time, though, she seemed like the custody thing is a big deal for her. Like, it's almost like a sense of pride. I think she wasn't even playing that up. She probably actually feels that way.
would change the entire dynamic of her interrogation, but you'll notice that it doesn't quite happen.
Bombastic side-eye. What is that?
My knowledge or consent.
Can I have the detective talk to you first and I'll explain what's going on? She's here right now, so let her go.
Oh no, she's one of these. She's one of these.
Alright. Thank you.
The reason that Devin's strategy is about to fall apart has everything to do with this detective, because he basically doesn't give a damn. He clearly feels that he already has enough.
Dude, because the reason when you're bald, you have
Wow.
nothing to lose anymore.
Wait, that's actually
Like, but when you're
insane.
that bald, what do you have to lose? Of course, he doesn't give a fuck, dude. He's lost the only thing that he cares about is
Evidence
airline.
to close out the case, and will communicate almost exclusively with sarcasm and passive aggression. You're about to see him blatantly accuse Devin a total of 7 times over the course of this footage. Yet instead of confronting the elephant in the room, as we saw with Katrina, Devin will avoid it at all costs, and cling on to this famed state of annoyance as her escape route, each and every time, and is absolutely fascinating to watch.
I just call him my son's dad.
Son's dead.
We were never married, but.
He died today.
What? How? What?
The good news is he found the killer.
In the face? Where?
On his poster.
Hey, you
Interesting.
missed out on a good opportunity here, Chad.
460 Ti.
That's cinema.
Someone came up and shot him.
When did this happen?
12:32 today.
It is 6
I need to do more research, but I could get a $500 upgrade.
My rights and my son's rights were violated when you took him from school and did not contact
So
him.
we keep all of that. $500 upgrade.
Yeah.
We get the new. This might be the comp decision right here. We'll have to map everything out. Maybe a new case. I'm not too sure. I have no idea what this fucking bitch is even here for. Holy shit.
We gotta put like boundaries on it. I just want a whiteboard. Wait, let's go to Arky's room.
No, I like Arky's room with the whiteboard. Upstairs. I fucking rather let's go upstairs. Damn, you want that? God fucking damn it, bro. Alright, bro, so I was gonna do it over there. I fucking did.
Bro, just fuck, yo, no meeting, bro. No meeting, bro. Bro, I gotta bring you there, bro. Nick, she gonna be there for the meeting? She not gonna snitch. She on my side. Fuck, come on.
Get.
Go.
No,
really on.
Has that been 5 minutes?
Nigga,
I didn't think it
this
has.
a house
I'm
meeting,
doing
bro.
step 7, and then
Nah, I didn't miss y'all niggas. I was watching your front fun. I was watching have fun. I was like, they don't get hella fun with that motherfucker. I'm ready to get active though. What's the fuck though, bro? Nigga, this a house meeting. Nobody outside of the house. Okay, I'll meet y'all over there. I'll meet y'all over there. Give me a second. You can just put it on clip, right? So we have something to watch.
A pilot actually crashed while trying to show off for his passengers, and it was all caught on camera. But wait until you hear his side of the story. Let's check it out.
I thought it might be easier if I could just go live and answer a few questions for everybody and what I recall and how it went.
I'm Hoover, and welcome to your pilot debriefing. Now, it's very rare to have a plane crash caught on camera, but it's even more rare to have the entire thing filmed from the inside. Now, thankfully, everyone survived this, but there's a lot of lessons that we can take away from it, so let's start at the beginning. Now, this is the pilot, and this is his wife, and they're good friends with this other guy and his family who just so happen to be YouTubers. This is actually their first time flying on a small airplane, but listen to what the pilot says before they get in the plane.
Chad, do you really think it's okay?
Now I like what he said because that's the right attitude. And on a small guy and his family who just so happen to be YouTubers, and this is actually their first time flying on a small airplane, but listen to what the pilot says before they get in the plane.
Chad, you promised to take care of us.
I promise.
Chad, do you really think it's okay?
I promise you. I would never do something that would be even remotely dangerous.
Now I like what he said because that's the right attitude to have. You want to try to keep things professional as possible, even if you're flying with friends and family. Unfortunately, he does end up doing some pretty dangerous stuff on this flight that we're going to talk about, even though it wasn't necessarily intentional. But for now, his pre-flight looks pretty normal, although one of the passengers is busy saying his final farewells.
If I don't make it, and these are my final words, just know I love everybody.
That's pretty ironic, and maybe he really did feel that way and he really was afraid to fly, but honestly I think he's just trying to create a little drama and tension for his YouTube video, obviously not knowing that they're actually going to crash. Now the airplane that they're about to go fly in is a Cessna T210M Turbo, also known as a Cessna 210 or a Turbo Centurion, and it's kind of like a flying SUV because it has 6 seats and you can actually fly it with 6 people on board. Now it's really stable and it's good for instrument flying, but it can feel like it's especially heavy in the nose.
We need to figure out what's going on and how your husband, how your baby.
He did nothing. I can't even make anything up. Eric did nothing.
So what would your best explanation be as to how your gun was used to kill him and you were the last person?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Alright then. You are going to go down, like in 5 years I've been doing homicide as the most cold-blooded person I've ever had to deal with. Let's go.
Katrina Ben was found guilty of first-degree murder and trial. She was then sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Katrina's level of confidence and composure under